Welcome to our session. Today we are talking all about document automation in D365 and M365. In this session we would like to show you how you can save your time, your energy and at the end your budget by automating recurring documents instead of creating them manually. My name is Fabian, I'm Senior Technical Evangelist at dox42 and I gained a lot of experience regarding document automation, and I'm also joined to share, I'm very happy to share my knowledge today with you, and I'm also joined by Lisa. She's our expert when it comes to Power Automate. Hi Lisa.
Hey Fabian, yeah, so we're going to show document automation from Dynamics, from Power Automate, with Dataverse, from Power Apps, and so on. Really excited to be here.
So basically, when it comes to document automation and document generation in companies, we have these three departments involved. It's marketing, it's the business department, and also the IT department. And usually when it comes to SSRS, report designing, marketing would like to have a change request for a document. She runs to IT and everything has to be programmed. And we from dox42 thought it would be definitely better just to involve all the three departments when it comes to the document generation, as we design the documents in Microsoft Office and do all this in Microsoft Office. Well, our approach is then more flexible, more powerful, more intuitive when you don't need to program anything at all. How this works? Completely out. Completely out, you know. Well, a few words about dox42. We are sitting in Vienna. Our headquarters is there. We are working with 100 partners, and we have a lot of customers also in the UK looking for partners. So if there's any partner here, just join us at the booth, because we would like to discuss a potential partnership with you. We have over 450 customers, and there's a little snippet from some of our reference customers. The most important thing is that we don't have any industry focus. So at the end of any business process, there's a document, and any industry would like to automate the document generation process. Our USP is the template design in Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and the flexible data integration. And also, of course, the output can be configured as you wish. Here you see which kind of data sources we can integrate without programming at the same time. So that could be SQL databases. Of course, we can connect to web services. We have Excel data source and SharePoint Online, SharePoint On-Premise. You have even SAP. There is XML JSON data source, and the entire Power Platform, the entire Dynamics platform. We have CE, CRM, and also Business Central, Finance Operation Connector. There's a Dataverse connector, and always a custom connector to integrate any other data source for you. This is the output. So we have an on-premise server and a cloud server. We have, of course, all the Office formats that can be generated. We have a PDF, PDF-A format. You can directly store the documents in SharePoint Online or even in Teams. We can send them via email, even with DocuSign and Scribble. There are a lot of output actions such as DMSs, Dropbox, printer. You see it on the list. There is even also the custom output action, which means if there is something not listed, we have a custom option as well. Well, that was a little introduction, and now we are ready for the demo. Lisa, would you like to hand over and show the customer how you can generate the documents automatically?
You've just joined at the perfect time, because we're starting with the demo now. And I'm going to show you now the first scenario with dox42, where we're going to generate some really nice looking quotes from Dynamic CRM. And in that scenario, we're selling solar panels. So what we have, we're in Dynamics, and we're having a quote here with like 3 products, solar panels, a panel holder, and the battery. We have the customer information, and so on. And now, quotes for solar panels, they can be quite complex. It's quite a complex product. So maybe the quote for solar panels needs some further information than what is stored in Dynamic CRM. So what we have, we have the information here, but then we had a project team that uploaded some further information for the quote on SharePoint, and we're going to integrate it into our document. So we here have our quote ID, and on SharePoint we have a folder with the same ID and where the project team uploaded their files. And what do we have? Here we have a cover letter, so a Word document, so to say a custom text block for the quote. We have the technical team that uploaded an Excel where they calculated how many hours it would take to actually install the solar panels. We have a PowerPoint presentation, a connection plan, so we can see how we actually connect the panels. And then there's a small incentive for marketing, just another Word text block. And now, me as the salesperson, I want to generate the quote, and all I need to do is I need to click a button here in Dynamic CRM, and dox42 does the work for me. So I have various options here. One is to work with the dox42 pop-up. Here I can say, okay, I want my dox42 templates in English. I want my sales quote template, and I want to generate it as a PDF. I could also send it straight away by email from Dynamics, for example, but let's start with that. I click on OK, and now dox42 is taking the data from Dynamics, it's taking the data from SharePoint, it's generating the document, and it's returning to me here in the browser as a PDF. It's downloading here. And we can see our sales quote downloaded here. So here we have the address coming from Dynamics, we have a logo inserted, a QR code. We have here the first Word document we saw that was stored on SharePoint. Here's a dynamic table with 3 pictures. That was the Excel from SharePoint. And then further down below, we have the PowerPoint slide as well as the additional Word document. So you can see it's a really nice looking document with data from different sources and generated as a PDF. And the first thing I've done, I've just generated it as a PDF, but I have really various output options on what I can do. So for example, I could generate it as a docx as well. I could save it straight away to SharePoint with dynamic metadata, with a dynamic file name. I could create a draft email, I could send it by email, and so on. And I'm first going to show you the draft email. So now instead of downloading it as a PDF, it's actually generating an MSG file and it's attaching the PDF, and I can then send it straight away from my Outlook. This is what's going to happen right now. And we see this mail message opening up here. And here this is also all dynamic. Also this text block, this was actually a dox42 Word template that was generated as an email. And in the attachment, I once again have my quote. Now I really like this quote. There's just one thing I would like to change. The customer in this scenario has been a really loyal one, and we are granting them a 20% discount. I want to give them 25%. So what I'm doing now is I'm going back. I'm going into my Dynamics. I'm changing it here, 25, and then I need to save it. And now I could regenerate the document because, of course, I want it updated. But I don't need to do that because we have a Power Automate flow in the background that's now regenerating the document and storing it for me automatically on SharePoint. While this is loading, let me show you the flow. So here we have a data worst trigger where we said, okay, when a row on the quote is added, modified, or deleted, then we have the dox42 connector. So this is actually a Power Automate premium connector. You can just take it straight away from the Power Automate connectors. It's generating the document and storing it for me on SharePoint. And of course, we're including some Dataverse variables here. So let's go here. It already happened a few seconds ago. The document was generated by me. Here we have the metadata. And here we have, if we scroll down, and if I zoom in, we can see that here we have the 25% discount. So that's the integration with Dataverse there. Good. So that's the first scenario with data wars generating from Dynamics and with Power Automate. But dox42 is platform independent and works from any application or any tool, and for example also with Power Apps. Now I have a Power App. I could also have it on my phone, but I have it here. And what I want to do in that scenario is I want to generate an employee contract for someone I have here in my Power App. And I'm going to take Fabian. You're going to get an employee contract. And what we have Fabian's email address here, his phone number. I could even change something here. Well, sales manager is fine. You're going to get a Ferrari as a special agreement. And your salary is going to be 10,000. Good. I'm saving that. And now I click here on Generate Employee Contract. And now once again a Power Automate flow is triggered. The document is generated and stored on SharePoint and also sent by email straight away to Fabian. But let me show you the one on the SharePoint first. If I go to my contracts, we can also see how fast it is. So here we have the contract for Fabian Hoover. An employee contract. If I zoom in, we can see here his name, his sales manager. We have the salary of 10,000. And then here we have that he gets a Ferrari. And actually here in the last page, the sales remuneration policy, this was actually a separate Word document, a sub-template, so to say, that was stored on SharePoint and which we integrated here. And let me show you that now when I'm showing you the template design, how that works. So basically the dox42 templates, you manage them on SharePoint. You could also manage them through Teams. And it's a Word document, and here I have the employee contract. I'm opening that in the app. And now you will see the document, and instead of Fabian's data, you will see a lot of like colorful data fields, and that are the dox42 data placeholders, so to say. And here we see, so employee contract 4, and that's the dox42 data field. And if I double click it, then the dox42 data field explorer opens on the right hand side, and I can see exactly where my field comes from. So in that case, it comes from a data source called candidates, and it's the title field. And just with a simple double click or drag and drop, I can add new data fields. And then if I scroll further down, we can see some more of them. But let me first show you something else before I explain some more. So here you have the add-in where you decide. It's the same thing now, it's just returning it to me here locally within Word. And if we go and view it side by side, we can see what has happened. So first of all, here the title turned into Fabian. So basically when you insert a field and then you want to have it in gray and in bold, you just mark it and then you just say up here it should be bold and in this color and in this size, for example. Here we have a dynamic table of contents. So in the template there's just 1 point, but here there are 3 points. This is because we've included sub-documents in the end. And if we scroll down, for example, this block turned into the address, or down here we can see some conditions. So the conditions are always marked with a gray field and a question mark. And if I have a look at that, I can say, okay, this text is only inserted if the salary is above 2,000. Because Fabian is earning 10,000, he's having that inserted. Same down here. This text is only inserted if it's a sales manager, and Fabian is a sales manager, that's why you can see it. And just the last thing here is here, that was the sub-document I've talked about before. So here once again we're integrating a data field, and then we said here it's a type Word document, so we're inserting a Word document. And basically through here you could insert certain number or date formats, images, barcodes, Word documents, PowerPoints, PDFs and so on. And the last thing about the template management, of course, where does the data come from? That is done in the data map designer. You can connect all your data sources without programming. So you simply choose up here if you have like a database, Excel, web services, SharePoint, XML JSON, Dynamic CRM, of course also Dataverse, Dynamics FO, BC, even SAP, really all data sources are possible to integrate and without programming. Good. And then one last thing from my side before I'm giving back to Fabian. So what I've shown you first before was a generation from Dynamics, a generation from Power Apps with Power Automate flows in the background. But this also works from SharePoint without the interaction of a Power Automate flow or without Power Apps. So directly from here, for example, here I have an employee list. And I here have the dox42 app for SharePoint. Let me just refresh the page. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to generate a document based on a Word template, but actually based on a PowerPoint template. So you can also have Excel and PowerPoint templates. And I'm going to generate a sales report, PowerPoint, and I'm integrating the data of the 3 first people here. And we will have a PowerPoint returned with dynamic charts depending on how each of the employees performed. And here in the background what's happening, dox42 Online is used, which is a pure cloud service, so everything, the whole generation here happens within a cloud context. And here we see the presentation that was generated, so Angela with this dynamic chart, and then Selina has a different one, and also Claudius. Good, that was the demo. Fabian, back to you.
Thank you so much, Lisa, for the great demo. I would like to just do a little wrap up. So we have seen template design in Microsoft Office. You can connect any data as you want without programming directly in Office. After that, you can generate your documents where you need them, either in SharePoint, in Dynamics, or let Power Automate do the work, or Power Apps. So it's completely open for everything. And yeah, basically that's it. And actually, this was just a teaser session. So we have 2 more sessions today. There's one at 2 p.m. that will be a more deep dive into it, how it works, and with other demo scenarios. And there will be another session with our reference customer, Keith. He will show his customer case, and I'm very looking forward to see your session as well. There's one more slide. Let me quickly jump. Yeah, the very important one, because this is about the demo, about our little prize that we have for you. Oh, sorry. So I'm not that. Yeah, let's take if5. Okay, quickly jump through it. Sorry. And here it is. So there's also a barcode. If you would like to scan it, you can participate to a raffle to our Lego. It's a camper van. And yeah, we also have the barcode at our booth. Our booth is right in the corner. So if you would like to talk about the document generation process in detail, just come to us. And we are also looking for partners. So if anyone is here a partner, come to us and talk to us, because we have a lot of customer requests in the UK as well. And we are definitely looking forward to have a partnership to give the services to the partners in the UK. Great, that was it. See you in the next sessions. Thank you so much.